And this credit card is a fast way of creating money because there's really no money in this card. See, let's say I go to the store, there's no money in it, and I charge $100. Like magic, $100 is created and it flows into the economy. That's why debt is good. But when you abuse this, that's when we get in trouble. So I think, Mr. Rodney here, you see the horror stories of bad debt, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen people walk into my office that make $150,000 a year, but they have $250,000 in credit card debt. Let's face it, we live in a credit society, and you do have to have credit. And we have to learn how to survive and thrive in our credit economy that we are. But, people are walking in, and they have this bad debt, and they're asking, what do we do with it? Well, number one, you try to pay off the bad debt so you can invest in good debt, which would be real estate.
And we love debt, don't we?
Yeah, we have a lot of debt. Our real estate that we own is all basically financed with our tenants. So that's what I consider to be good debt. So when we get real estate, we get proper leverage, and it's paid by all the residents that live in all of our projects.
Well, people say, I like real estate. I don't really like real estate. I just love debt. Because it's so easy to get a loan on real estate, right?
Well, here, I like the analogy that you use sometimes. Say if you put $1 million of cash into a mutual fund, you get whatever you get paid. But if you put $1 million of it in a down payment, for some kind of a commercial project like we have, you actually buy a $5 million project.
Right.
So you're actually getting a $5 million asset with $1 million versus $1 million of mutual funds. And so the value you're creating on that real estate is on the $5 million, not the $1 million, by using banks' leverage.
And the tax benefits that you get on the real estate isn't on the $1 million either. It's on the $5 million. So you not only increased leverage on your cash flow and on your growth in your asset, but you've also increased your leverage on your taxes.
Well, here's what we're doing. We get these loans, the tenants are paying them off. That's the point. Oftentimes people don't look at that.
And they're paying it off with after-tax dollars.
Yeah, they're moving into our places, they're paying our rent, we're taking that rent, and we're paying our mortgages, and our mortgages are getting paid down to zero.
Wait a minute. Ken's talking about these million-dollar deals. Let me tell you how I started. I'm somebody that knew absolutely nothing about money or financing or investing, and I began investing with a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and this was back in 1989. The house cost me $45,000. I had to put down $5,000, of which I didn't have, and I had a mortgage or good debt of $40,000. And the reason it was good debt is because every month I would collect the rent, I would pay the expenses, I would pay my mortgage payment, and at the end of the month, I had a positive cash flow of $25. Now, it wasn't a lot, but it was a start. And from there I learned, and I did my next investment and my next investment. So it was good debt because that debt put money in my pocket every single month.
Just if people understood that there is such a thing as good debt, because I don't know how many people I talk to, but when I talk about debt, oh man, debt is the dirtiest word in the world. That's the 4-letter word, debt.
Because they're not educated,
no,
that's why.
And people are raised, and I was raised to get out of debt.
You see, this is the thing. You go to a bank, and the banker will sell you mutual funds. But ask them if they will loan you money to buy those mutual funds. The answer is no. But if we go in and we say, we want to buy real estate, oh, how much do you want?
It's because there's collateral.
Yes.
They actually have something physical. That's it.
Yeah, they'll sell you mutual funds, but they won't lend you money on mutual funds. That should tell you something. That should be a quick indicator. Dear God, what are you trying to tell me? And the other part about it is, too, is that borrowed money for real estate, is that after tax, pre-tax, or no tax?
It's no tax. Anytime you're borrowing money, there's no tax on that money. You can use that cash. It's not taxable at all.
So if somebody wants to borrow $1 million or save $1 million, it'll probably take them $2 million to save the million because tax is going to take 50% of it.
Right.
But I just go straight in and borrow $1 million, which they give us. It's great money. I love my banker. I'm not saying bankers are bad. They're fabulous because they give us the money. All they want is their interest. We keep all the appreciation, depreciation, amortization. We keep all of it. They're the best partners of all. So I'm not anti-bank and I'm not anti-debt. I'm anti-lack of financial education because there's good debt and there's bad debt.